Hello, welcome back. It's so good to see you. So, today we're going to do a video that we haven't done in a very, very long time. We're going to be reading a little story from history. Now, I get these little stories from like a magazine. I get them out of a magazine that I pick up at Dollar Tree. And I don't know why we haven't done one of these in a long time, but I find that these little stories are just really unique and interesting, and they're always something that I have never heard of before. I love history. It was my major in college. History is just so interesting to me. And so, like a few years ago, I found this little catalog, not catalog, it's like a magazine that they started selling at Dollar Tree, and it is by Parade, I believe Parade magazine or something like that, from the editors of Parade. So it's not from Parade, but the same people who make Parade. And this catalog has a bunch of it's like a magazine, has a bunch of different things in there. So they've got jokes, riddles, games, trivia questions, fun facts, offbeat tales for hours of entertainment. And I usually just read the history stories. I think they're the offbeat tales or something. But I still have, this is the second edition. I just bought the third edition. So there's a whole bunch of new history stories in there. But I thought it'd also be fun to maybe one day go through and read all the fun facts or trivia questions, something like that. But this is actually the last little history story in this magazine. So I'm actually excited because then I'll get to the new magazine. But yeah, I like sharing these little stories of history with you. And I always have to, I don't have to, but I choose to read with a pointer, at least these stories. One, because of the little scratchy sounds that it makes on the paper, but also because, if you don't know, because not everybody watches every video, but my eyes shake a lot. It has to do with a multiple sclerosis symptom that I have. So my eyes shake. So a lot of times when I read, I have to read with my finger or with a pointer, so that I don't lose track of what I'm reading. So I just wanted, I don't know why, I just felt like maybe I should say that, so people are like, what is she doing? And yes, this is not a reading pointer. I don't know if those exist, but I use this because it looks like a little pointer to me, but this is actually a chopstick. It's a chopstick. It was used in a game on Cookie Day a couple years ago, and my mom just left all the chopsticks at my house, and so I have a bunch of them. Although I don't know if I have them anymore because I might have cleaned out that bin in my office, but I keep this one up here to help me read in videos like this. So anyway, enough of my rambling. Let's get into the history story, shall we? Okay, so this is called the Chair Company Blues. Now it says the Chair Company Blues, but this is Paramount Records. This to me is music, not chair, right? This is too little. I will not be able to read this, but it says the greatest record proposition in America today. It looks like it's some type of ad from a long time ago, but the writing is too little. I won't be able to read that. No way. It'd have to be like right on my eyeball. maybe when we're finished, and I'm like, if the story's interesting enough, I'll have to pull it way up here so I can read it. Anyway, okay, let's get into the story. Gosh, I've been trying to read this for so long. You're distracting me. Okay, all right. The Chair Company Blues. The Wisconsin Chair Company never planned on getting into the music business, let alone recording many of the giants of blues and early American popular music. Wisconsin Chair Company, is that the same as Paramount Records? I don't know. After all, the company located in Port Washington, Wisconsin, a small town north of Milwaukee, made furniture and had zero ties to the music business. But in 1917, the Wisconsin Chair Company nonetheless started Paramount Records to solve a problem related to a new business venture. What? Okay, the company had begun manufacturing huge, handsome cabinets that hosted phonographs, that housed phonographs, but they weren't selling as well as the company would have liked because there was a dearth of content to play on them. I don't know what that word means. So the furniture maker got into the music business, and until Paramount Records went belly up during the Great Depression, it recorded more than 10,000 tracks on 78 RPM records across popular genres of music at the time: blues, gospel, jazz, sentimental pop. I've never heard of that. Hillbilly and folk songs. I wonder who recorded with Paramount Records, and because Paramount Records went belly up with the Great Depression, does that mean the Chair Company did as well? I don't know. Okay, the recordings included, oh, we're about to find out. Okay. The recordings included legendary blues artists like Charlie Patton, Son House, Skip James, Blind Lemon Jefferson, and Ma Rainey. I've never heard of any of those people. As well as unknown artists who came and went, leaving behind one-time recordings. Paramount hired the first black record producer, Mayo Williams, a graduate of Brown University, who played for the fledgling National Football League. What is fledgling National Football League? I have questions. What? Okay, he scouted and recorded musicians for Paramount's race records, the term used at the time to describe music marked for African Americans. What? That's stupid. Why'd they have to label it separate? Like, don't get mad. Everything's okay. Okay. The recordings were done cheaply in bad studios and live, but together the output mapped a truer representation of the sound of pre-World War II America than any other label at the time. The executives of the company had little interest in music. Great business plan then, guys, which was part of the reason Paramount eventually became so influential. What? Okay. They didn't care what music was recorded. They just wanted to sell 78s. I've never heard of 78s, you know? Thinking they would entice people to buy their phonograph cabinets. Did this company really create a whole music recording business just to sell cabinets? Like, this is bananas, okay? At a time when most recording companies avoided music by African American artists, Paramount recorded their work and other types of music that would have been ignored otherwise. Well, that's good. So like historically, that's very good that they gave African American artists a platform. You know what I mean? It sucks that they went out of business, though, you know. As jazz and blues became popular, so did Paramount's label. After Paramount Records went out of business in 1933, its 78s soon became some of the most sought after recordings by record collectors. While much of the company's music was thought lost forever, in recent years, most of the company's catalog has been painstakingly pieced together and reissued so generations 90 years later and beyond can rediscover the sound of early 20th century American music. That is really cool. Like, this is what I mean. Who has ever heard of this? This is, like, to me, it's lost history. Like, have you ever heard of the Wisconsin Chair Company and Paramount Records? Like, why would they? I, I have so many questions. And usually, like, the questions are answered by the time I'm done reading, but they're not. Like, what happened to the Wisconsin Chair Company? And, like, can I find the music of Paramount Records, like, on YouTube or something? Like, because it says that the company's catalog has been pieced together and reissued. Reissued on what? Like, can you get it on Spotify? You know what I mean? Like, I would like to hear. I'm gonna have to do my own research. Because I don't know, it just seems interesting to me. But have you ever heard of Charlie Patton, Sunhouse, Skip James, Blind, Lemon Jefferson, and Ma Rainey? Ma Rainey sounds familiar. I'm not like a huge blues or jazz fan, but that name sounds very familiar. And also, did these people who recorded a record at Paramount Records, did they get picked up by a different recording company after this company went belly up? Like, what happened to these people? Now I'm gonna have to go on a deep dive in the internet to find out the history of all of this stuff, you know? That's what I like about history. It's because it's like, it's stuff that happened, but it's like, this to me is lost history. Like, what? I have so many questions, and I must find out the answers. So I know that this was a short video. Usually the reading history is short videos, but I just like sharing the stories because they're always just so, like, what? Crazy to me. But that's just because I really like history. I know a lot of people find history very boring and stuff, but if you found it boring,